Right. It's going to be something a little bit different where you're going to see me change clothes in between, not actually watch me change clothes because that would be, actually, I might get more views out of that. No. So what you're going to be seeing now is something a little bit different where I'm going to be able to record throughout the week instead of what I've been doing at the moment. So yes, for when I record this is the day after, this is Wednesday. This is a couple of days after Raw or the day after when I've watched it. And I'm going to be doing my review on that. I'm then going to watch NXT in a sec because I can't watch it at night. And then on Saturday, I'm then going to record again after I've watched SmackDown. And then I'm going to combine all the recordings together to make one super recording. And it will make much more sense than what I've been doing so far. So that's the way the Kayfabe Report is going to go every Sunday, 6 o'clock. Let's get into it and let me play my intro. Yes, so Monday Night Raw has just happened, and we will be able to see the things of everything that's gone on. So let's discuss it. We kick things off with Bron Breakker making Adam Pearce say please to giving him the World Heavyweight Championship, which he then did, which then later on, Adam Pearce then removed Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed from the World Heavyweight Championship Battle Royal. And then Bron Breakker Paul Heyman sort of explaining that there was a guy called Brock Lesnar that could have destroyed everyone in one night, but then took him 5 months to become World Heavyweight Champion. Then saying that CM Punk, if it was because of him, he is now got the 417-day reign of the WWE World Champion, which I get. And I can see them now going to protect the shit out of Bron Breakker. And I mean protect the shit out of him to a point where I don't see him losing at all for a very long time. Because if you've got a guy that's going to destroy Seth, and Seth now being reported he is out until after WrestleMania, according to reports, could come back earlier. It could come back by the Rumble. Then you are going to protect that man beyond belief. Not only are you protecting that man, you're going to make sure that that man can no longer lose. I think we also had an excellent match between Stephanie Vaquer and Roxanne Perez, which I thought was brilliant, with Nikki Bella coming out to help Stephanie Vaquer against Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. We also had the brilliant Women's Intercontinental Championship match between Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupree. Maxine Dupree has improved so much that I now want her to win the Intercontinental Championship, knowing full well she probably is not going to win that. It's not going to be dropped to her. It's going to be dropped to AJ Lee most probably. But that is a phenomenal match that happened as well. We also had the absolutely incredible match between Penta and Dominic Mysterio, Rusev and Dominic Mysterio, where again he found a way of cheating Dominic Mysterio and beating, as well as Penta getting punched in the face and then finishing Rusev off. I think that this is going to end in a triple threat match between Dominic Mysterio and Rusev and Penta. And I think Rusev or Penta are going to walk away with the championship because Judgment Day are dropping like flies. And that's going to lead us on to AJ Styles and Dragon Lee beating Finn Balor and JD McDonough for the WWE World Tag Team Championship. I think it was the right thing to do. I think Finn Balor and JD are great. I want to see JD more in a singles action now. I couldn't give a shit about Finn at all. Haven't given a shit about him for a very long time. But I do think he's going to be the one that's going to turn his back onto Dominic Mysterio. I think that's how you're going to get Liv Morgan to come back in. And I think Liv Morgan may turn her back onto Dominic Mysterio as well. And I think Dominic's going to go to the island on his own, and then that's when we're going to be seeing the proper Dominic Mysterio, future WWE World Heavyweight Champion Dominic, because what he's doing right now is the best work of his career, and he deserves all of the praise and action that he's got so far. And I think that if he carries on pushing the way that he's doing, there's just no stopping the man of how good he's going to become. And I think you can also say, with the way the whole Raw felt, it felt good. It felt refreshing. And then we then got the relinquished the World Heavyweight Championship, and we know that next Saturday will be a Saturday night's main event, and I may have something special planned for that. I may do something a little bit different than I've ever done before, but we will see. But I will see what I can conjure up for that. But we've got Saturday night's main event where we know that in the main event was going to be a battle royal, and the person of that will be going to Saturday night's main event to be crowned new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and then they will go up against CM Punk. I thought it would be Jey Uso. It was Jey Uso. For some reason, it's being criticized online. I think that this is the perfect story for a finale. And I do think as well, Jey Uso is going to be walking away as WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I think there's going to be shenanigans. I think that there's going to be a way that Jey Uso wins this and cheats. And I think that there's a way that Jimmy Uso gets on board and helps him. Or I think CM Punk's going to win it, and I think Jimmy Uso is going to cost Jey again. But I'm not sure how or what they're going to do. I just feel like that I found it weird, and I'm going to say this, a little bit of the story to it, that Jimmy saved Jey. Well done for saving your brother. But this is a battle royal. There is no friends in a battle royal. I hate sometimes that there's this whole friendship thing in a battle royal. Jey did the right thing. It was the correct thing to do. There's no screwing over. Only one man can win that match. What's Jey going to do? Jump over the top and allow LA Knight to do it? He pushed both of them. Mainly Jimmy. But he pushed them. They both fell out. And then Jimmy got on a hump. Understandably, to a certain point. It's a battle royal. But we will be seeing Saturday night's main event, Jey Uso versus CM Punk, which will be a week on Saturday, which will mean next Friday coming up, we will be doing our prediction show, where I will be predicting to the matches that have already been booked in for that. So we will see how we're going. Remember, this is could potentially be the last PLE before we get to Survivor Series. So we're going to be seeing more. We know that Ilya Dragunov, the new United States champion, could do something with the MFTs. We know the Wyatts are involved. Could we be seeing a war games between the Wyatts and MFTs? There's a lot going on SmackDown that looks a lot greater, but that's going to do the Raw roundup. I'm now going to go and watch NXT, and I'll come back and we will discuss it. Right, I have just finished watching NXT. I'm going to break things down for you about how I felt. I need to get to that fucking top. Right. So, let's go through. Kicking things off with Taylor Paxi and the Culling in the ring, talking about their chances of going into Halloween Havoc that will be coming for you Saturday. I will also be doing a predictions. You would have watched this after Halloween Havoc. This would have come out the day after Halloween Havoc. So I'm going to be doing a NXT prediction show, which would have come out Friday, where I will be talking about Halloween Havoc, my predictions, and it either will be an added extra to the end of this, or if you check the day before, I might have done a live watch along. I'm not sure how tired or anything I'm going to be for that, so I'm going to be working things out of what I do and how I do things. But the NXT show that I had coming on this week was a good one. A few things annoyed me, but there are a few things that did well. Leon Slater versus Stacks for the X Division Championship was a very good match. Leon Slater, as soon as his TNA contract is done, he is signing with WWE. That is a foregone conclusion with that. We also saw that Dark State were calling out the Broken Ones, or Matt and Jeff Hardy, which then gets interrupted by the Broken Ones back together. The deleted Broken Matthew Hardy and Brother Nero are coming back for their match. That will be happening at Halloween Havoc. I'm interested to see exactly what goes on in this match, because it's a Broken Rules match, and Hardys are retaining. Let's get this in our brains. Hardys are retaining. How are they going to retain? Because of Broken Rules, no holds barred, anything goes. Dark State are going to be using all of the people that they've got in their corner. And it's about how the Hardy Boys can overcome the odds and be able to push themselves further and moving on from there. It's what is going to be done. How can this really be? How is this match going to go? Because I have no fucking clue with this one. Which is going to be interesting. Then we had Zachary Wentz going up against Jacobs, the guy that won season 1 of LFG, and it was a match that I expected to happen. The guy that won the first season annihilated him within the final minute to go to pick up the W. Um, Interesting to see what they do because we know later on it was Axiom versus Sean Legacy. Axiom won that with 3 seconds to go. I think Axiom could be the perfect person to hold that speed title because he's so good. I think it also be interesting as well if Jacobs won it. This match dynamic is going to be interesting. And I'm interested to see exactly how they do this. It hasn't said when when they're going to be doing the final. It's not booked in to be at Halloween Havoc. But when the final, presuming will probably be next NXT, Jacobs versus Axiom. So I'm interested to see exactly how they pull this off, doing this and seeing what they go from that as well. We then had Sol Ruka come out and say that she is injured and she will not be able to defend one of her titles at Halloween Havoc, and she thinks the fair thing to do is to give the North America Championship up. Blake Monroe has come out and said that she should be given the championship because she is the rightful person to be in that discussion to be Women's North American Champion. I absolutely agree. I think Blake Monroe deserves all the titles because Blake Monroe is the best in the world at what she does. But that's just my honest opinion. And then there was this weird thing that I haven't seen before where Zarya has said that she will be the one that will defend the NXT North American Championship honor for Sol Ruka for her. I ain't seen that before. Might have happened before. But there was this interesting thing when Blake Monroe was getting into Ava's face, and then Zarya did the F5 looking thing, and she was holding up the Women's North American Champion, and the camera panned into Sol Ruka's face. And I looked at this in about 3 different ways. One of the ways I looked at this was Sol Ruka's like, oh my God, we're officially seeing Zarya. I'm a little bit scared. Second way was that Zarya, Sol Ruka could be thinking, oh no, I have just unleashed a dragon and that this is going to be a problem. There's also another way of looking at this of Sol Ruka going, she's now a little bit jealous of Zarya being able to do this, and she doesn't want Zarya to get in all of this. And if she loses, what comes of it? It's an interesting one because this story has many, many layers that you could look at of where this goes. And in the moment, the layer that I'm looking at is I think Sol Ruka's injured. And I feel like Zarya's going to come out here and try and do it. But I feel this is going to end ugly. And it's going to end ugly for Zarya, for Sol Ruka. This is going to push Zarya into the animal that we have all been asking to do. In my WWE 2K25 series, Zarya is an animal because she is. The way she annihilates people, destroys people, puts it down is something that needs to be done in this. We will see, because then we also saw OTM back in action as well, going up against Hank and Tank. OTM picking up the victory and then throwing them through the table. Absolutely should be. We saw Kalani Jordan getting kicked out of the NXT locker room. Jordan Grace trying to help, but Kalani Jordan not having any of it because she chose TNA over NXT. Fair enough. You soap what you wrote. What's the word? You soap what you lie in the shit that you've done. And Jordan Grace trying to help, but it seems that Kalani Jordan is not wanting any of that help. And then we had the match that I absolutely despise. Fatal Influence going up against the Culling. And Tatum Paxi was the one that took the pin 4 days away from when she's meant to be winning the NXT Championship or trying to put some confidence in her potentially winning the NXT Championship going into it. I don't like that. Really, you got Alani Reed there. You also got Fallon Henley. You didn't need Jasmine James in this at all. I don't like her as NXT Women's Champion. She's boring me. I'm not enjoying the matches she's in. It doesn't give me any influence of. I'm really excited to see a Jasmine Jane match. It's sort of like, because someone give it a bit of life. There's so many great women. Jordan Grace would be absolutely phenomenal women's champion. So would a Blake Monroe. Kalani Jordan would be really good. Jada Parker would bring some life to this. Lash Legend could bring some life to it. You've also got Ren that could bring it, but it's just not working. Fatal Influence for me is not hitting where it should. Fallon Henley is boring as shit. And I do hope that we see better of them moving forward. Then we had the TNA, the contract signing for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, where we saw Trick Williams and Ricky Saints. And I have to say, both promos were exactly what they needed to be. Trick Williams doing the egotistical thing, saying he didn't need the Performance Center. He doesn't need any of them. Not Performance Center, the Indies. Doesn't need any of that at all. He is Trick Williams, and he will do exactly what he wants to do. And I'm like, that's exactly the Trick Williams we're looking for. So overall, the end of the contract signing as well, Ava looking down on Trick with Trick through the table, Trick Ricky Saints apologizing and going forward. I'm going to do my predictions, so I'll give my predictions to that a little bit later, but a little bit, a couple of days ago when you see this. But when you watch this is just me instantly reacting to NXT. It was a good show, but there's still too many loopholes in NXT at the moment that I'm like, you could have done better with that bit, but it was good show. Right, now let's move on to Friday Night SmackDown. Right, I've just finished watching Friday Night SmackDown, and here I am going to be giving my honest review to what I have just watched. And I have to say, oh, it's a good show. We had the United States Champion Open Challenge, Ilya Dragunov doing that. Had Aleister Black with Damian Priest coming out, and with Zelina Vega now doing a really cool intro. They need to finesse it a little bit more. Her swinging backwards and forwards, the camera, all of that was making me feel a bit nauseous. But I like the display of the way they were doing it. That looked a lot of fun. Carrying on with the storyline of Aleister Black and what's his name? Damian Priest, that's his name. They're carrying on from that storyline and doing that, so it was good for them. We also had Cody Rhodes kicking off the show saying that it was obvious that Drew McIntyre was the one who attacked Jacob Fatu. Drew pleading his innocence, saying he didn't do it at all. Something inside of me wants to say that it is Cody Rhodes that's done this attack, and it's not Drew McIntyre at all. Something inside of me wants to say that for that to lead to, because he doesn't want to face Jacob Fatu because of how good he is, and he's worried about him. It could be Jey. It could literally be anyone that's done it. It could be Solo trying to get revenge after what happened before. It's one of those things that we won't know. I think he's had dental stuff happen, Jacob Fatu, and he's going to be out until after Saturday night's main event. So he's not going to be out for too long, but he is out until Saturday night's main event. So I'm interested to see what they do with that and where they go with it from there. We saw Tiffany Stratton and Kiana James going one-on-one. Really good match. Kiana James showcasing what she can really do, and the gymnastics between the pair of them was a lot of fun to watch. Julia attacking her after Tiffany Stratton win, and then Jade Cargill absolutely lost her rocker and tried to destroy Tiffany Stratton after the match. Why the fuck's my mic going? So it was a really, really good match. What is going on with my mic and everything? It was a really, really good match. Really, really good from both of the women involved there. Interesting to see where they go with this. Is Jade Cargill going to be the one who takes the title away? We've got Saturday night's main event coming up for you next week, but one after that is Survivor Series. Are they going to be doing something before Survivor Series, or are they going to wait until then? all up in arms of how to do things as well. And I do want to say this as well, the tag team match as well, with Tama Tonga and JC Mateo going up against Rey Fenix and Shinsuke Nakamura was a good match. But there seems to be this thing with Rey Fenix at the moment, along with Shinsuke Nakamura, where they're just there. And Shinsuke was Rey Fenix was having a thing with Andrade, and then the whole thing with Andrade being sacked because of breaking rules, and then him turning up in AEW when there was meant to be a no compete clause, but there wasn't written down. So all of this stuff going behind the scenes, and it feels like they're just slowly counting down until the Lucha Bros are together and then just dominating the tag team division. But I do like Rey Fenix. I do like the way that things are going. I think the whole SmackDown was really good to watch. A lot of storylines, a lot of picking up here. I like the Jade Cargill turn. I like the ending with Cody Rhodes, with the no DQ match between Jimmy Uso and Drew McIntyre, and Drew winning, but it was a very close-knit way. There was blood down the back. Cody trying to come and stop it. Gets Claymored. Good ending, predictable, but it was a good ending. SmackDown wasn't at its best this week. I wasn't thoroughly enjoying it. But yeah, overall, it was a good SmackDown. Right. So I am now going to do something different. This video comes out the day after Halloween Havoc has gone live, that I'm going to be doing a watch along, or I have done a watch along. And coming up for you next is going to be a quick review of Halloween Havoc before we end the video for it. So enjoy. I would have recorded what you're about to watch right after doing a long watch along, so I may seem a bit dead, but it's going to be interesting. All right, let's get into it. Right, so this is a different layout, different setup, different way of looking at things and the way it's going. I am currently watching Halloween Havoc right now in the background. The reason why I'm not going to do an overall review is because of how late that this is going to be. I tried to find a way of doing all of this and to try and make sure that I can have family time and do all of that. But what I will say is this is the perfect time for Halloween Havoc to be, and I think that the way it's kicked off so far with Slater and Evans versus Mr. Iguana and La Parca, I think this is the perfect way to do things. I will be doing a proper review of things, of all of this, probably not like a proper review, but the fallout and the stuff from Halloween Havoc. Oh, do not touch Lyaska. Yeah, there we go. Well done. You don't touch him like that, Slater. Oh my God. Oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm just going to end it here, and say thank you ever so much for all of the stuff that you've watched this week. We'll be back tomorrow with WWE 2K25, where we are now doing. Is it the Road to the Raw? Where are we? I don't even know where we are. Where are we? The Road to the Royal Rumble will be starting Monday. So make sure you go and check that out, and the continuance of my GM mode as well. But we will be back next week, this same time, same place, next Sunday, where we will be discussing all things WWE. Thank you, and see you guys very soon.